Low stat.
And it goes until when?
I'm not sure because I'm a new patient, so I have to fill out all the paperwork and go through everything.
Like, could we do a 4
I don't
o'clock
know.
sheet, like a normal?
Yeah, hopefully before then.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So,
Good job.
yeah, that's it. I would love to move it, but because it's
Rob's in your corner, bro. He's in there.
I don't,
Look at that. Do you feel good?
It was so good.
I don't know. It's,
Yeah. Finally, the touch of a real human boy.
no.
I knew it wasn't going to scroll if I
accidentally-
didn't. Person on the prompter wouldn't have been like, oh, he's not reading it. I was just like, I gotta say it.
Well, I remembered you saying it played like slow motion, like a.
Corrado, do we need hair and makeup and stuff for Tuesday? For tomorrow?
Thursday?
Thursday, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Not. Are we gonna shoot the whole show?
This is the
Is it on?
Oh.
Oh.
Hey, guys. How's it going? Welcome to After Hours. It's me, your host, Young Swizzle Dick, with my co-host.
Twizzler hit.
Yeah.
She is currently in a lawsuit with the Wonka Corporation over that name, and she lost. So you gotta pick a
Wonka.
new name.
Lucky Charms bracelet.
Again, we've already been sued, and you've
No,
lost the
I
lawsuit
need
again.
that.
Lucky the General
so
Mills
better.
Company.
I came up with it first.
How about General Nip Slip?
Not gonna happen.
What? That's not better than a branded name?
No. General Nip Slip. That's you.
Me?
You've shown more nips on our show than anything.
Oh, what a shame
anyone
that
else.
was. Imagine our ratings if that was the other way.
Hi.
Gross. Look at those little things.
Oh, they
Make
peeked out.
fun of my
See,
nipples, Corrado.
You're Master General Nip Slip.
Corrado's got fucking peps.
He's doing. Yeah. Are you doing push-ups?
Yes.
He's got balonies.
I wish we could. Oh, what are those again?
Dips.
Dips. He's doing dips. You know, Dippin' Dot.
That's how
should
he
just
sits on.
Have a mound of sour sugar. Like
It's
have.
ropes around into his own
No,
butt.
listen. Have your wife lick each butt cheek and then dip down into fun dip,
Yeah.
like powder, any kind of candy powder, and then come back up and then whatever you want after that.
Well, Corrado's already got so much ass hair that he could just squat into some cotton candy and it would come up with two big balls.
Yeah, they're like tentacles that just come out.
Yeah, like the prickly
The
side
trick
of Velcro.
is to not get the balls on them.
Or go go balls deep.
So, Erin, how was your weekend, dude?
That's what you.
How was your
You
weekend,
brought
dude?
that up.
How was your weekend, dude? I'm talking about his balls. I said his fun butt hair.
I don't want to talk. Oh, this is okay.
We don't
It
need
was.
Corrado. Please don't.
You don't
do
need
that,
me.
Mike.
You don't need me.
You don't need me. You don't need me. You look
not
still like
on.
Guile. I love it. You still look like Guile.
Fucking- Are you gonna go home like that?
What?
To your wife.
Yeah, my wife is not gonna like this hairdo.
What?
Gee,
Why?
Hey, when I first started here, I remember you had what, pink hair?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, and I was like, he has a wife.
Oh, that guy's married?
And then I was like, wait, your wife went home, and then there's this whole story about you not liking it. And I was like, I don't know, it just reminded me of that just now because you're like, she's gonna go home
You
and
were surprised that I had a wife.
yeah.
That guy is a wife?
If you think about it, it's the only solution
You're like,
because
I went home and then you recorded it, and she saw your hair, and she was like mad.
the
I was
only
like, my first memory of you is that.
My wife, like, utterly
And your pink
disgusted.
hair.
The only
And I was
reason
like, okay,
Corrado would
this is
even
how
do
this
that to his
goes.
hair because he has a wife. Look at Corrado.
Yeah.
He has been working out every day, so he looks the way that he looks. You think if he was single, he would dye his hair that color? He'd be like, no, the ladies aren't gonna like me. The only reason he did it is because he has a wife that has to be with him.
Yeah, she has no choice.
Yeah.
It is
No
a pain in
choice.
the ass to get divorced, it is. So she's got to have to deal with a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of divorce. Just makes it so you
Divorce
can't
is
break
just
up
expensive,
over little things.
and yeah.
It has to be a big thing.
It does.
Corrado could stop shaving every part of his body. He could stop taking showers, and it's like she would still probably have to put up with it.
Yeah.
Or you have to deal with
You're
like, a
you're
year
the
of-
child.
That's why people
in the
let go.
relationship,
That's
aren't
why
you?
people get
Big
obese,
child.
and that's why people like kids are dangerous to people's health.
What?
They're dangerous to people's health. I feel like you get no sleep, you get fat, you get
No.
annoyed, you get stressed.
You don't get sleep. That's a real thing, but I don't know.
Most
about
people get
getting
fat when they get a kid because
Why? You're
like,
carrying them everywhere. You're running around cleaning up
No,
after
but
them?
like you get fat dad syndrome because you don't all
Bad
your
dad
time that you used to work out and take care of
FDS.
yourself and eat healthy, you're like so stressed and sleep deprived that all your extra time goes to sleeping. Yeah, like I
Are
feel
you
like
talking about an infant or what?
I feel like people like
It starts there, and then it doesn't. Like you never go back.
yeah, like all your extra time is like I guess I gotta look
Corrado,
at
you
this
don't
other
have
thing.
children, do you?
No.
Corrado
want
can't.
children?
If Corrado had a kid,
Yeah.
he would not be able to work out as much as he does. He works
That's
out
true.
7 days a week.
I would wake up and still go.
No, you would
You'd be the
sleeping
coolest
because
dad.
you would have not gone to bed until 4:30 in the morning because of your child.
You would
At
be the
first,
best
probably.
dad. You would be
think
so
I'd be good?
awesome.
I don't
Yeah. No, you would because you have a childlike sense of wonder about you, and you're like a kid at
And
heart.
anger
and
and
you're just so
temperament.
fun
He
that you
He
would.
doesn't have
You
to.
don't
though.
have that.
Corrado
Why?
gets,
I
Corrado
mean,
gets
but-
me and everyone else who works here. He gets this weird band of children that could be his kids,
Yeah, you guys
That's
are
true.
all like burdensome like children.
and he gets to skip all the bullshit, and now they're like these.
I don't
they're
have to
successful
wipe anyone's
people.
ass.
I
Yeah,
think you would be one of the best dads here.
I don't know.
he gets all the
I
dad
do.
stuff. He gets to give
But that's
advice.
okay.
So selfish with my time. Like.
Well,
I
then good
get-
that you know that, so you don't have to
I mean,
have
that's,
kids.
yeah, but when I'm.
Oh yeah, Corrado would have to throw his computer out. He'd have to throw his PS4 out. He'd have to.
I couldn't do any of that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Why would you have to throw that stuff out?
Because you'd have to look at this kid and take him to fucking soccer practice
No,
and school.
have-
and-
play
Instead of,
play
like,
games with your
playing for
kids.
honor. That's true.
That's what I did with my brother.
would-
and my
We should
dad.
get Brent in here, the only person who works here with kids, and I'm sure you think he's joking,
Rob
but he'd be
has
like, nah,
kids.
it's a fucking bad idea. I used to be a person. I feel that way about my parents. I feel like they used to be people with plans and friends, and now they have no plans, no friends, and they just have me.
They waited till the end.
Sure.
How old were your parents?
And now they used to be cool, and now he's grumpy and shaped like a pumpkin. What?
It's shaped like a pumpkin. What? Just very aggressive.
That happens.
Childhood stuff. Hey, so how old were your parents when they had you?
My mom was like 39, and my dad was like 49.
Were you an oopsies or no?
Maybe.
You don't know.
Yeah.
My mom was like 36, 30,
Yeah.
between 36 38 when she had me. She was older, yeah.
It's not really like your parts still work. Everyone's always like 35, it's done. I'm like, that's not really how it works.
Your brother, how much older is your brother? 2 years?
No, 6 and 7.5 years.
Older.
Yeah.
It's just you just have one brother, right?
I have 2.
Oh, you have 2.
Yeah, I
You
got
the
one that I don't
youngest?
talk about a lot. I'm gonna see him next week. I don't talk to him a lot.
Is he the oldest?
No,
of us?
he's the middle kid.
Oh, how old is he? How many years older?
He's 6,
You're the
6 years older than you.
young one, right?
Well, then how old is Joe? How many years older?
7.5.
Oh, okay. They're closer in age
Yes.
then. I see. You're the odd man out.
Joe.
Joe, for sure.
And that wasn't always the case. I used to live in a room with my middle brother. It was
What's his name?
me.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Care about that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I don't know if I don't. Well, Brian's in the other side of the country, and like you.
Is it with a Y?
No.
Okay.
I feel obligated to talk to my parents because I kind of have to, and I love them, and I love my brother too. But like, I got so much more time with my brother. I can. I talk to him I used to share a bedroom with him up until I was like in middle school. So I used to spend every waking moment with
Yeah.
this large, snoring, smelly man, and now I finally can get away from him. And the absence make the heart go fonder. I talk to him when I go home.
That's true,
You talk
that's
to your
true.
siblings?
Yes, I do.
Do you like them? Mm-hmm. Who's your
do.
favorite?
The only sibling I have is my favorite.
Damn it! Do you wish you had a cool one?
He is the cool one.
Damn it!
I love him.
You know, wish you had an
No,
extra
I'm
one.
the cooler one. Huh?
You know, wish you had an extra, a bonus.
A third? A second? A what? Another sibling?
Yeah.
You thought I had more than one
So you
sibling.
can gang up. Me and my
don't know
middle
me.
brother used to gang up
Funny
on my
that-
older brother because Joe used to sit in his room and not come out, and we would always just go fuck up his stuff.
I used to, there are things I don't remember that I did to my brother that my parents tell me. Like, I would just, like, I went to his room and found
Grab his fucking.
books. I would go in his room and find his favorite book, and I'd rip the pages out of it. I used to put puzzle pieces down the vent and watch them burn, and then fuck up the furnace. I used to put magnets to every TV we ever had. It was very deviant.
And this is why you don't have kids, dude.
Would
You
fuck
spend all that fucking
shit
time and money to raise them, and then they're just dicks.
Deviants.
So
Yeah.
that's why you shouldn't have them.
But I always
you wanna
wanted
have
to be.
children?
I always wanted to be like my brother. Maybe.
Oh,
I
no.
think about it.
Oh,
I
my.
actually am starting to have. You get to that age.
Why don't you
Women
just
do.
adopt one?
Were you? I've always
I don't know
thought
if you
about
need to
adopting.
reproduce.
Huh? No. Why? What? I think I'd have fine children. I think I'd be a fine mother.
Then your lady bits are all ruined.
Not if you get a C-section.
Yeah, but then it looks like then you look like Scarface.
The scar's not that big, and it's low.
Yeah.
Good tattoo over it.
If I was like, you could have the gift of life, but it would shoot out the tip of your penis, I'd be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
No thanks. I could just go rent one forever. I could lease to own. This is great. I'll take one of those. And it could be whatever you want.
An adopted child?
You want a Polynesian baby? You can
Yeah,
have it.
that's true.
You can love it
I
on your
like
own.
that. Plus, I feel like a lot of children need to be adopted. Like, for real. So, that's doing a cool thing.
It's either that or they just like grow up poor and sad and they don't have all the cute clothes you can put them in.
I know. I'm getting to the point in my life where I'm starting to have dreams about children, like babies, a lot more often.
I have dreams about children and they always end in this. Ah!
There's babies. I think because all my friends have babies now,
Yeah,
and I'm starting to
that's
spend
stupid.
time around them, so I'm like, ugh.
Life's over, man. You got to be okay with it. Life is over.
Well, that's what I feel. If I were to have a child, my life would become theirs. I would pass the. You
Yeah,
see what I'm
it's
saying? Like
literally-
I
you
know
hit a
that
point
that's what would happen, and I'm okay with that because that's what would happen.
You're
But
like-
I'm at no point in my life now or in the near future that I would like to have a child. I don't even know if I want kids.
No one's ever been like, I am doing great in life. I am upwardly mobile and everything has great prospects. I'm going to have a kid. Because when you have
A
a
lot of people do though. That's a real
and they
thing.
freeze. Corrado, think of all your professional friends. Have any of them shot up the corporate ranks while also having a kid?
Yeah. My brother.
Really?
My kid brother is.
Good luck.
My kid brother is the creative director of promos at HBO.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So, yeah,
But he's been
doing okay.
Yeah.
He's been
see?
punching up
He just
ever
had
since
his
he was born. His name is Guido.
Yeah, his name is Guido.
That's so
No, he's
cute.
doing great.
Do you want kids?
No. Unless,
Do you wanna
like, I don't know how my brain's gonna work in,
10 years.
10, 15 years.
Yeah.
But it's like, I would have to be like burnt out and be like, okay, I would much rather die than keep living, and then I can have something else, and then I wait. And then I basically have to pay attention to that, and then I can't die. The other thing is, like, if you don't have kids, you can just choose when you die.
That's true.
You can just will yourself. If you turn 75 or 80 and you're like, I'm done, you're like, and then you just die. But if you have kids, you're obligated to stay alive as long as you can. Because they'll miss you and stuff.
Yeah, but your kids could take care of you when you're dying.
Sure.
Depending on that age. that
But
you
like,
die,
I feel like
that's a
old
burden.
people, like someone comes down once you hit like 75 and you're like, hey, you can just die whenever you want. Go ahead and just let go. And then people, they can't say anything about it, but they're...
Let go.
But I feel like that's why, like, when people's spouses die, they're like, well, I guess I'll die. Like, I feel like
That's a very
I feel like
real
at a
thing.
certain point, whatever, at a certain point, you're out of porn. The second you run out of porn, you die.
That's true.
Yeah, when it
People
becomes
never.
inappropriate for you to look at any porn.
Yeah.
Because it's way out of your range.
Yeah, you have to die.
Aw,
So
man.
kids extend that. They'll be like, oh, Dad, I want to see you and
Yeah.
hang out with you and tell me stories. And they're going to fucking call you 3 times a year. But at the same time, they're like, I got to stay alive for my dumb kids.
You'd be surprised what happens to the brain once you have kids.
Yeah,
Or
it's
not.
probably some fucked up shit. Because if not, like, we are predisposed as a race because of evolution and because of, like, we wouldn't exist if people wanted to kill their kids. So there does have to be something chemical in somebody's brain when they have a kid, which is why sometimes mothers' brains get all fucked up because it's this new balance of hormones.
Like postpartum depression.
Yeah, there is no absolute morality in the world, but there are 3 things that have to exist. There have to be 3 moral things, or else we wouldn't exist as a species, which is you can't kill the young, you can't kill each other, and then there's one third thing I learned in psychology class that I don't remember anymore. But and you can't lie. Those are the 3 moral things. But,
What does that mean?
like, there's no absolute morality.
What is absolute morality?
It's the idea that morality is relative.
Yes.
So,
Like immorality is
so
living
in some-
forever?
Yeah, in some cultures you could mutilate like the clitoris and
Yeah.
the penis.
Yeah, genitals.
It's not moral.
Yeah.
Moral is, but there's like, if you were able to kill babies and that wasn't immoral, then we wouldn't have new babies and we would be extinct. So that has to be
I
moral.
see what you mean.
Something
That's a moral thing that we
moral
live
choice.
by, is not killing
Yeah,
young.
you also just
not
can't kill
killing-
everybody else that isn't you, because that's the same thing as the baby one. You also, the lying one is a bit more cerebral. I don't understand why that one exists,
Yeah.
but you can't.
A lot of people lie. All
There is no reason to speak if there was no value of truth, I think is the deal. So
That's
you have
interesting.
to you have to trust people inherently, which is why morality is based around truth. Other than that, there are no morals. But all I'm saying is that there has to be something in the brain that'd be like, you shouldn't kill this baby. Because there are probably times where you'd be like, oh man, this thing's so annoying and I want to sleep, and
You hear about it all the time.
now I have to like work a second job because I lost my first one. It's like, there might be, if we didn't care about babies, we'd be like, oh, just kill it. Great. But you have to love it to a certain extent, or else like...
Yeah, because when I hear babies cry, I hate it. Just the sound drives me. I'm really frustrated.
And it would be bad if
in
you
a grocery
hated your baby.
store. Yeah.
So there has to be
there's
something in your brain
that changes, that you know that it's yours and you hear it cry, and it's that motherly instinct to be like, oh, I gotta help, instead of like, I want to kill it. It's like, I gotta figure out what's wrong.
There's also chemicals you can take that just brainwash people over time. So I'm saying it might...
Like what?
I don't know. There was some strange World War II stuff that happened when they were doing
that's true.
experiments.
Yeah,
but all
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah,
is that,
was.
like, and enough torture will brainwash anybody. But it's like, that doesn't mean I'm asking for it. You know, just because it can happen doesn't mean I'm like, hi-ho, let me like this dumb thing. I'm now responsible for it being alive.
Well, that's okay. We're both
Well, you
at a
heard it
point.
here first.
We're not at a point where we...
Another fun episode of After Hours with General...
Did you ever make a pact with a woman, being like, if I do not get married by this age, you want to marry me?
No.
You never made a pact?
I am... No, that's totally a woman thing to do and a thing people do in sitcoms.
I
That's
knew...
a woman thing to do.
Yeah.
Because...
Dudes do that shit.
That's true.
Yes, maybe if I was like...
I've had somebody say that to me.
It would be by like 45 or 50, though. Mostly because you don't want to die alone, and that's when you start to get to the point where, like, okay, we're both pretty gross down there. You want to just accept...
Gross in the crotch.
So you have to be like... Yeah, that's why marriage exists, because if it didn't, Corrado will learn when you both turn like 50, you'd be like, oh, man, we are both pretty unattractive. Do you want to just fucking... There's no reason at that point.
You become unfuckable.
I've heard all your stories. We don't have kids, and I don't want to have sex with you. But we're married, and it's really expensive to not be married. So you're just staying together forever.
Do you think a lot of couples stay together just because of, like, religious beliefs or money or family?
I feel if you simplify that to it's easier, yes. I feel like a good amount of people do that.
Yeah.
I feel like a quarter of the people get married by the time, they will get to a point in their life where they'll be like, yeah, it's just easier for us to die like this.
Is the statistic like the younger you get married, the less likely you are to stay together?
I think so. I think that's fair enough.
Oops. My wife.
My wife!
Oops.
You weren't young when you got married.
I was 30.
That's not young.
That's pretty young.
fine.
Tori was 25.
Okay.
That's
25.
my wife.
That's 5 years younger than Erin.
Wow.
What?
Well, Erin's 45. So I didn't do the math right.
Yes, I'm an old haggard woman.
She's an old bale of hay. Well,
Yep.
that's it for the show. Why are we even talking about kids?
This old bale
Erin's
of
73.
hay.
She can't even have one.
No, it's just dust in the wind.
Well, that's it for the show, everyone.
I thought it would cut out.
If you want to do some condolences, say some condolences to Erin's aging ovaries, you can go ahead.
Send me your sperm.
Post that on her Facebook wall, because that's
I
the only
need to
social
keep
media
trying.
she checks. And
Live forever.
my dick never works, so that's it for the show. Bye.
Hey, we should get married.